In the name of God, I want to tell you about a lady who is the server of all women in the world. Hazrat Zahra, God's peace be upon her. I will tell you its 4 lessons by Lady Fatima Zahra for humanity. The love of Fatima Zahra, also known as Siddiqat al-Kubra, is a great blessing for us. In her short life, Fatima Zahra achieved the position of the mistress of all women. In other words, she is superior to all great and saintly women throughout history. What factors, forces and what kind of inner strength could make a person become such an ocean of wisdom, piety, sanctity and spiritual transcendence in such a short time? This is a miracle of Islam. The glory of Fatima Zahra is incomprehensible. No words can describe Hazrat Fatima Zahra. We can never talk enough about her virtues. Words cannot express how I truly feel about her. The dimensions of such a noble woman existence, this elevated soul, this gist of prophethood and wilaya, is so vast, infinite and incomprehensible, it truly leaves us amazed. If you read the literature about Fatima Zahra written by Sunni narrators, you can find many sayings narrated from the Prophet in praise of Fatima Zahra or how Prophet Muhammad treated her. There is a famous narration from Aisha where she is narrated to have said, "I have seen no one who resembles the Prophet in glory, visage, look, brilliance, manners and behaviors as much as Fatima." Hazrat Zahra is a role model for men and women. We are really and truly to blame about Hazrat Zahra. God's greetings be upon her. I am not saying this as a person who wants to observe some formalities and to talk about things that are common and ordinary. We are too small and humble to speak about the position of that magnificent personality. Our tongues, our words and our understanding are too limited to utter words about the truth of that enlightened person and other individuals like her, the Imams. Allah has created you in the form of light and He has placed you around His throne. This is the story about the light of the infallible Imams. Now, what else can we say? However, there are many things to say about the behavior of those great personalities and their being role models as humans. And many things have been said in this regard. Some of you brothers have referred to this in your poems that were recited today. The arena is very wide for talking about this matter. Now, I would like to say a few things in this regard as well. We should take the second outlook about Hazrat Zahra, that is to say, her being a role model. In the Holy Quran, Allah the Exalted has referred to 2 women as role models for believers, and He has referred to 2 women as examples of kuffar, and Allah sets forth, as an example to those who believe, the wife of Pharaoh, and in the next ayah, He says, "And Maryam the daughter of Imran." He has given 2 examples for believers, men and women both, not only believing women. We can look at these great personalities and learn lessons from them with this outlook. Well, Fatima Zahra is Siddiqat Kubra among other Siddiqin, and Siddiqat Kubra means that this great personality is the greatest Siddiqat. She was a young woman who enjoyed such a lofty position of spirituality which was equal to saints, prophets and the like, and she was called the mistress of all women by divine messengers. Besides this spiritual position, each outstanding characteristic and each important role in the personal life of this great lady is a lesson. The spiritual positions of Fatima Zahra, God's greetings be upon her, are among the best spiritual positions which belong only to a few individuals. She was infallible. Infallibility is particular to a few individuals who are chosen by God, and that great Hazrat, Fatima Zahra, God's greetings be upon her, is one of these few individuals. We should consider the fact that that Muslim woman and that Mujahid in the way of God lived only to the age of 20. Of course, Different narrations say that her age was from 18 to 25 years at the time of her martyrdom. She was a young woman who enjoyed such a lofty position of spirituality which was equal to saints, prophets and the like, and she was called the mistress of all women by divine messengers. Besides this spiritual position, each outstanding characteristic and each important role in the personal life of this great lady is a lesson. Her piety, her modesty and purity, her jihad, striving for the sake of God, her care for her husband, her way of raising children, her understanding of politics and her presence in the most important arenas of the life of an individual of those times, whether during her childhood and teenage years or after her marriage, are each a lesson. They are a lesson not only for you ladies but also for the entire humanity. Therefore, this coincidence is a lesson for us. We should pay careful attention to the life of Fatima Zahra, we should understand her life with a new outlook, and we should make it a model for ourselves in the real sense of the word. Fatima's characteristics. Fatima Al Zahra, S.A. was different from all women in her high qualities and noble characteristics that took her to the highest rank of virtue and perfection. She was an example of her father's morals and mentality. She resembled him in his deep faith in Allah the Almighty, asceticism, and refraining from pleasures of this life. Here, we talk about some of Fatima's characteristics. Infallibility. Fatima S.A. was infallible, and this is an indisputable fact. Allah had purified her from every sin and every defect, and endowed her with all virtues to make her an example for all the women of the world. She was an ideal example in faith, worship, chastity, purity, charity, and kindness to the poor and the deprived. Proofs on her infallibility. The verse of purification. Allah has said, Allah only desires to keep away the uncleanness from you, O people of the house, and to purify you a thorough purifying.